Good day there viewers, my name is Cliff and welcome to my channel called Vintage Time. In this episode on how to cut gemstones, you will see me cut a piece of topaz from the land of Pakistan. And this piece of topaz comes from the region of Skardu in Pakistan, and Skardu has some of the finest topaz on the planet. So I'm really looking forward to cutting this topaz as I think it will yield a fabulous gem. So topaz has a Mohs hardness of 8, and that's quite hard, so you're dealing with a piece of gem that usually is a bit easier to cut and won't fracture as much as some of the softer crystal based gems. So on to the show and let's start cutting. So in the pre-form I've rounded out the corners and I've decided to go for a round cut as opposed to a square cut. So what this means is that I'm going to have less carat weight, but I'm looking for a stone that's going to be a high quality stone. And I think this particular gem deserves it because it's a lovely piece of topaz. Sure, I could have gone for a square cut which would have had a higher yield in carat weight, but in my opinion going for a high yield often reflects in poor stone quality, dull stones that are windowed. I'd rather have the quality over the quantity any day as a gem cutter. So I've cut the first set of pavilion facets and then the girdle facets to depth with an 800 grit disc initially, and then I moved on to a 3000 grit disc to clean everything up on the facets. So I'm going to cut about another 4 tiers of facets, and this is a Portuguese style cut. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to sequence all the scenes in some form of timeline so we can just speed things up. So in this scene you'll see me polishing the girdle. Now I know this is a controversial topic because I always polish a girdle, but a lot of commercial gem cutters will never polish a girdle. And one of the main reasons is that it saves time, and time costs money. B, they reckon they're scared to chip the stone on the girdle. Well, that's true, you can chip a girdle on opal very easily, or even on apatite. And C is that they believe it makes no difference to the overall appearance or brilliance of the stone. Now, I find that ridiculous because if you look closely enough, you can tell that the girdle's not polished, or if it is polished. And a polished girdle looks so much better because the girdle is part of the gem and the girdle facets are actual facets, and you can tell that it makes a huge difference just on appearance alone. So for those people who are novices at buying gems, take a really good look whether the girdle of the gem has been polished, and this will tell you whether it's been done by a craftsman, an artist who takes pride in their work, or someone who's just trying to sell a stone for commercial purposes and make a quick buck. So I thought I'd just let the viewers explain what's going on here in this scene. In the previous scenes I polished the girdle, then I went on to pre-polish the pavilion facets. So I pre-polished a whole set of those pavilion facets using the disc that I'm currently cleaning. So I polished those facets with a 14,000 grit diamond paste, and now I'm cleaning the disc to get rid of all the contamination of that diamond paste with clean cloth. I'm using methylated spirits, or denatured alcohol as you call it in the USA. Then I'm going to flip this disc over using the same disc but a different side, and I'm going to be using a 50,000 grit diamond paste to polish that same set of pavilion facets that I've just pre-polished a moment ago. Now there's a line of thought where people say, well, why don't you just use separate discs? And actually one of the members of my gem club said, yeah, look, these discs are cheap enough, just use a separate one. But all these discs have a different thickness, they're different gauges, and I want to keep some form of continuity when it comes to this polish, because what you're doing, nothing's really changed after the pre-polished. You're just going to be polishing the same facets, which makes it a lot easier. So in the following scenes you'll see a timeline of how I've pre-polished the first set of pavilion facets, flipped the disc over quickly to do the final polish with the 50,000 grit diamond paste, and then polish those same facets. Then you just move on to the second set, do exactly the same thing, do the pre-polish, flip the disc over, polish, third, fourth, fifth, all in the same order. So we're getting closer to completing the gem, and here in this scene you can see that I've just cut the table. In the following scenes I'll be polishing the crown facets all the way from the girdle back to the table, and then I'll polish the table last. And talking about last, this will be the last of the narration, so I would like to thank all my subscribers for taking the time to watch my videos and leaving comments. For anyone who wants to subscribe, hit the subscribe button, and for those people who want to watch future videos, please click on the bell icon. And before I finish up, I'd just like to say that cutting topaz, it's a great gem to cut. Out of all the gems so far, topaz is a dream to cut, and it's a really great gem to polish. And in this particular video, when you see the final reveal, you'll see that this particular topaz has a diamond-like finish, and that really says a lot about the quality of the gem itself. So take care, and bye for now.